There's a strong likelihood that his possible murder was hidden by the cruise line.
It's evidence of a cover-up with Royal Caribbean, because if they had left that evidence, it would have been a lot easier for the FBI to work on the case. But they were seen 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning washing that off even before the Turkish police came on board. So
and then it was painted over before the FBI got on the boat. So, you know, who knows what was left there for the FBI.
They knew there was blood there. And what did they say to you, Bree? No news?
No news.
That's what we kept getting, no news.
From Royal Caribbean.
Yeah. And as they had no update for you.
No.
Right.
They knew that there was blood there.
Yes.
But didn't tell you.
Right.
So they had no information.
That's typically the way they work. It's risk management. Yeah, they lied.
They lied to you.
Yeah, they basically lied.
The risk management department, which is the department that's concerned with lawsuits, is the department that was making the initial calls to us. It was only in September that we heard from a different department, which was the Public Relations Department. And I actually have a recording of a message on the answering machine.
This is from Royal Caribbean, and I'm wondering if it might be possible for either Mr. or Mrs. Smith to give me a call back. I wanted to, I'm the one that was on Current Affair for Royal Caribbean, and I wanted to give you tell you about another program that I'll be going on next week, and I just wanted to tell you that. I'm sorry to have bothered you, and I hope you will return my call. Thanks so much.
When you hear that recording, how angry are you?
We got so angry,
I called the FBI.
Called the FBI immediately.
And I played it for him.
Weren't you waiting to hear, I'm sorry about your loss? We're trying to figure out what happened.
Can we do anything for you?
Maybe a knock on the door 3 months earlier to say, come in and say, I'm representative from the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. I just want to say how sorry I am. Nothing.
The first call you get is from someone in risk management.
Yes.
And what did that call say?
We're sorry that your son is missing. We have no news. We have no information. We received information, thankfully, from the American Embassy in Turkey. And also, my father had the good idea of contacting Congressman Shays, and that's when we found out about the suspicious circumstances and contacted the FBI. But thank God that there was the American Embassy involved and Congressman Shays' office, or Royal Caribbean would have been successful in its attempt to make it look like an accident. Basically, their first media reports were that there was a drunk honeymooner that fell overboard, and there were no suspicious circumstances, and the captain had outruled foul play. Well, this is not true. This is not true, and they lied to the media.
You haven't filed a civil lawsuit yet?
No.
But you plan to?
Yes, we do.
Why do you think that's important?
To get answers. We want to know what happened through discovery and get answers exactly what Royal Caribbean did and what they know and what they're not telling us. Because they're not telling us anything.
When it got to Turkey, God knows what was taken off that ship, whether people got off, and they're not reporting that people got off, evidence, weapons, what got off. And then if there was murderers left on board when it took off, when it went off to the next port of call.
Well, we know there were murderers left on board. The question is whether they're still on board.
You don't.
The question is whether the murderers still are on board. If crew members were involved in my brother's murder, they could still be on board. So I'd be very afraid if I was currently on the Brilliance of the Season in the Mediterranean cruise.